Hi there, savewith.crypto. Okay, so usual kind of stuff. It's actually Thursday morning right now, so I'm going to do the Metabonding for the small account. It's going to be tiny because ZoidPay is down, UTK is down, all of the ESDT tokens are down quite horribly. But anyway, I'll begin by doing the old screenshot of where we are right now, and I can compare that when it's all over on Friday or Saturday. Okay, so let's do the Metabonding. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's not much EGLD there. I'm going to see if I've got anything I can claim in the XPortal app. Now this is where I've got 2 EGLD stashed away here, just for this purpose really, just for paying fees really. So I can claim 0.0211 EGLD. It's only 65 cents worth, but that should be sufficient for what we need. Okay, so I just sent that over via XPortal to this address, and there it is. So we should be good to go now. So let's do the Metabonding. Not even going to look, I'm just going to claim it. And sadly my assets increased by only 74 cents over there. Never mind, let's look at the big one. Okay, so this one's obviously got a bit more of a healthier balance. Even so though, it's not as big as I'd like it to be. But let's do the screenshot and then do the Metabonding. So let's have a look. So at the moment we've got $11.45 worth of liquid assets. I mean, generally it's been about $40 recently. And unfortunately it's come out as 1 cent short of $30. Now, what I normally do is I normally kind of do the rewards claim on the Friday, and then I finish this video off, and then I publish it on Saturday or Sunday. In fact, last week it was actually Monday because I was away. But I thought what I'd do this week is just I'd talk about a few things about like what the hell has gone wrong. And I think the problem is like X Day happened in Paris last year, and as far as I remember, it was kind of October, November kind of time. They talked about, you know, releasing the card using the app. Well, the app came eventually, but the card never did. And just looking back at this article from like December the 14th, 2022, written by Lucian Tadea, and there was this kind of energy competition thing where you could swap MEX to XMEX during a certain period from the 14th of December 2022 to the 14th of January 2023. And here it was talking about, you know, people getting in the first wave for the debit card, and then there was a prize pool as well with like money. So the debit card, I think, is like what needs to happen. From what I can gather, or what I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Q1 was when the debit card was supposed to appear. Okay, we're a fair way into Q3 now, and there is no debit card. Now I guess if it's not out by the time the next X Day comes around, which I think is in November, that one is in Bucharest. I'm guessing that will be one of the main features they're going to be talking about. But really, if they talk about that in November, maybe for release in January, it's going to be 1 year late at least. So for that reason, I can't see of any reason why any normal person would use XPortal. I just don't see any point. You're not going to use it for payments because you can't. There's no card associated with it. There's no virtual card associated with it. Then you've got the xExchange that, I mean, I look in the Telegram group of people who are, you know, trying to withdraw money from this, and they're making a complete mess of it. I mean, for example, if you look in the xExchange Telegram group, you can see this guy, Alan Trades, this morning sort of said, holy shit, it just cost me $6,000 to withdraw my MEX. And I think, I mean, I haven't been through it totally, but I think what happened is at some point he had MEX. He turned it into XMEX by locking it for 4 years. He's seen that today, I think it's today or tomorrow, is an MEX unlock day, and he's thought, okay, that's great, I'll withdraw it. And it looks like some sort of notice got ignored, like this one here that says if you unlock your MEX position, you will lose the following perks. And then one of them is energy removal and swap fees. Now, I must admit, I'm slightly confused about that because that's talking about MEX rather than MEX. So I don't quite know where this image came from. And unfortunately, I haven't got any MEX to try and simulate that. But I'm guessing it's similar to, say, like down here, where I've got my lock tokens. If I looked at these and if I said I want to unlock $10,000 worth of that. I have to be careful here. But so if I was to say I was going to unlock that amount, right, so there's $10,000 worth of XMEX. And I guess, he didn't look at this, he looked at unlock XMEX and then looked at the energy decrease there and thought, well, that isn't too bad because that's just energy. So, for example, with me, I would get that amount of MEX back, and the current price today is something like that. So I'd get back $2,157 worth of MEX. So that's where the 80% goes. So the point is, I think people like Alan is maybe doing that. Maybe he's withdrawing XMEX that he locked, and he's taken the 80% fee, and that's where his $6,000 gone. The point is, this is a bit complicated for even people who know what they're doing. So I suspect a lot of people won't actually use xExchange at all. I don't think people are going to come across and use the swap function in the way that people use Uniswap or PancakeSwap, because you haven't got the normal kind of tokens that people deal with. So as much as I love the technology of the MultiversX blockchain, the old YAWN blockchain, as much as I love it, I can't see it becoming super popular right away. Now, of course, the factor that concerns most people, and quite rightly so, is the actual token prices of what the system is all about. And EGLD is at the centre of this, because EGLD is the main currency behind the whole MultiversX, YAWN, or whatever it's called these days, behind all that. And the token price did peak at an astonishing $544 in November 21. Now that was when the original Maiar DEX was released, and also when my YouTube channel started getting popular. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, do go down there and do subscribe. Make sure you've got the notifications set on all. And this is when people started getting interested in my channel. This is when everyone was buying eGold. It was even getting shilled by people like Crypto. He's like, yes, I'm going to buy loads of that. And then all of a sudden the bear market hit. I mean, this was a bit unfortunate for the release of the Maiar DEX, because everything sort of came down, went really, 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 really bad. It just got worse and worse. Went up to it like X Day last year when it was probably around about $43. And then now we're down to like pretty much $30, even slightly below. The performance of eGold has been miserable, mainly because I think of the bear market and just things not happening. We can also look at the price of MEX versus the USD, which, to be honest, it's a slightly different token than when it first appeared. It's never really had any obvious functionality. To most people, it hasn't really ever had any sort of obvious use. It is what makes the DEX work, I believe. But even so, the price of that is just down ridiculously, from the top to the bottom. It's 99.74%. Even worse, if you look at the chart of MEX versus eGold, bear in mind that eGold's down horribly anyway. This chart does look completely horrific. And, once again, from the top there down to where we are, it's 95.27% down. That said, if you zoom in a bit, let's just go to the daily time frame and then just look at the last few months or so. It looks to me like there was a bottom, and I'm not alone in thinking that, because there's a good comment from Rares Porpa today on one of my videos. Now, Rares was talking about this chart that I had in one of my videos. In fact, it was a video from this morning actually, but this was the MEX unlocking milestones. I'm not sure who made the chart, but anyway, this seemed to imply that the biggest unlock was pretty much going to be, the last biggest unlock was going to be in May this year, a few months ago. And Rara said, in that chart, it is the total MEX unlocking schedule. It has nothing to do with people that converted in XMEX. So this is the initial MEX. From this is a big part that was converted into XMEX already. Okay, so the next unlocking dates are really irrelevant. Last relevant unlock date was in May. Since June, unlocking was no longer relevant. I think the bottom was in May when we had 7.2 million MEX for one EGLD. I personally swapped some more EGLD into MEX at a rate of 6.8 million. I do not think we will reach that number again, and I do not think the next unlocks will have an influence on the price. If he's right, does that mean the price may go up from here? So I suppose what we must hope for is that that's some kind of a bottom there, and the next low here will be a higher low than it was back here. I mean, since then we're up 2.5%, but in the past few months it has been as high as 25% up. And I suppose while I'm here, I may as well try and answer this question from Dutch Rave Culture, saying, hi SWC, when do you think MEX will get more utility? Will they unveil that on X Day? And how do you think this utility will be fulfilled? Greetings from the Netherlands. Greetings indeed. When will MEX get more utility? I honestly don't know. I think they've got to unveil something good at this next X Day, because last year it was mainly about XPortal, about the new tokenomics of MEX. Obviously had mixed reactions, and then there was a lot of stuff for developers and stuff. So maybe X Day will bring some good news. I really hope so. And bearing that in mind, I'm not going to go to it. I mean, I thought about it, but I think it's just going to annoy me, because I'll hear loads of stuff and then it just won't happen. But hopefully I'm wrong. I mean, I'm long term very bullish about the whole MultiversX, EGLD, all that kind of thing. Things just need to happen, There need to be things where everyday people start using the products. I mean, years ago I was interested in EGLD because the original Maiar app was being used at a festival in Romania where people could buy drinks and stuff with the Maiar app, paying for it in EGLD. I thought that was really cool, and at that point I was thinking maybe that will get adopted throughout Romania and then it kind of spread through the rest of Europe, and that was my idea then. But that was kind of 3 or 4 years ago now, so nothing like that ever happened as far as I'm aware, but I might be wrong. Anyway, I didn't mean this to be a negative video, so I actually do mean it to be positive. I just kind of, I don't know, I'm just hoping for some good news soon and for things to start happening, get cards we can use, we could do transactions cheap or like that, maybe get cash back. That's where I'm seeing normal friends of mine get interested in crypto, is where they can do something like they can spend some money and they get a bit of cash back in some sort of crypto. Something like the Uphold card or even the Crypto.com card. Those kind of things people are using who don't necessarily know about crypto, and I think that's where it needs to get to. But anyway, that's my rant for today. That'll probably do. I will publish another video about MultiversX probably on Friday or Saturday, where I'll do the rewards claims, and then we can compare it with what we had today, and then try and feel a bit more positive about the whole thing. But at the moment, the price of UTK and ZoidPay and EGLD are just dragging the whole thing down, and something really needs to happen. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, so please leave a comment. While you're down there, give the video a like, and above all, tell your friends.